Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we're going to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, B'Kakodash.
Hey, double honors to our teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you sincere brothers that are faithful and diligently pushing this truth with fear and trembling through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, we the GMS Memphis camp out here with the brothers from Nashville, GMS Nashville brothers. All right, and we just wanted to get together before these brothers departed and do a little, scenic, show. Just out here with the elements, downtown here, by the river. And I had a lesson titled Master Builders, which is actually the spirit, before I seen the live show that the apostles did. They was dealing on the topic of building, because that's really what we are ordained to do, build up, all right, the nation of Israel, specifically who? The house of David, all right, by Yahweh, okay? So without further ado, before we get into the scriptures though, I want to get this term, the meaning of the word master builder, okay? Satan has made my, okay, this is from Merriam-Webster.com. It says, master builder, noun, a person notably proficient in the art of building, specifically one who has attained proficiency in one of the building crafts and is qualified or licensed to supervise building construction. All right, so that shows you that it has to be a specific person, all right, ordained by the Heavenly Father through his only begotten Son, okay? Because the chief builder is who? Yahweh Shai. He is the ultimate master builder, all right? And we are built upon that foundation, him being the chief cornerstones. We are those lively stones that form his house, okay? But before we can be qualified to be a part of that house, all right, you have to meet the qualifications, You have to show yourself worthy to be built upon that house, man. Not anybody can just be a part of this structure, all right? This is an organization, but it's a spiritual organization, you see? So that's why you see us at GMS, we're very adamant about order and structure, right? But through the spirit, okay? So without further ado, let's get into the procedures of being a master builder, because we are to become like Yahweh Shai, all right? In the body, we're supposed to be one with him in judgment and building one another up. Can you give me that Job, brother?
It's the book of Job, chapter 22, verse 23. If thou return to the Almighty, thou shalt be built up. Thou shalt put away iniquity far from thy tabernacles.
So what's the qualification? First, you got to put away your iniquities, all right? That's making sure that you are stone fit to be built upon that structure. You have to put away your wickedness. Read it again, Baba Kusha.
Job chapter 22, verse 23. If thou return to the Almighty, thou shalt be built up.
And who's able to return to the Almighty? Only the nation of Israel, all right? Because the nation of Israel is the only nation that he has ever dealt with, okay? And he cast us out. But guess what? Through repentance, all right, we are able to come back and receive the knowledge of the truth, okay? Receive salvation, receive immortality, all right? Was that it on that?
A little bit more on that.
Okay, come.
If thou return to the Almighty, thou shalt be built up. Thou shalt put away iniquity far from thy tabernacles.
Thou shalt put away iniquity far from thy tabernacles. So a tabernacle is a house, a dwelling. So the first means of qualifying to build on a house is you have to put away your iniquities. You have to get right first, man. All right. Now go ahead, brother, get that Jeremiah 31. Brother, have anything? Precept, anything?
I got a precept. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Jeremiah 31.
Yep.
34.
31 and 4.
Okay. Jeremiah 31 and 4. Again, I will build thee, and thou shalt be built, O virgin of Israel.
Right. And the virgin means what? Pure. All right. You have to be a pure-minded Israelite. All right. Because you have many of our people Their minds are corrupted by the filthiness and the philosophies and the doctrines and the teachings of this world, man.
Good.
But your mind has to become pure, because we all had that corrupted mind, all right? But ultimately, Lord willing, we are those men we believe to be, all right? Our minds really were always pure, but the Lord had to do what? Stir our minds up, meaning turn our minds back to Him, okay? Go ahead, bro.
He said, O virgin of Israel, thou shalt again be adorned with thy tabrets, and shall go forth in the dances of them that make merry.
Thou shalt again be adorned with thy tabrets, all right? Which the tabrets is symbolic of this word, okay? Which, because we lost the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushua pertaining to Jeremiah, what was that, 17? Say we was discontinued from our heritage.
Yeah.
Well, the core of our heritage is this word, okay? This standard, all right? But the Lord said He was going to bring us back, all right? So ultimately, it's a Yahweh Shem Yahushua if you qualify to be a part of His building, all right? Go ahead. What did you have, bro?
This is Isaiah chapter 44, verse 26. That confirmeth the word of his servant, and performeth the counsel of his messengers, that saith to Jerusalem, Thou shalt be inhabited, and to the cities of Judah ye shall be built, and I will raise up the decayed places thereof.
See? And that's what you have going on right now. We are being built up, the decayed places, which is talking about the people. But everywhere that we have turned has destroyed us, decayed us, broke us down, made us spiritual retards, so to speak. All right. That's it.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, Con. What did I call for next? Was it Psalms?
I got that song.
Yeah. Now I come back with the Psalms 68, 69, and 35. Salaki.
Psalm 69 and 35. For the Most High will save Zion, and will build the cities of Judah, that they may dwell there and have it in possession.
So that's one strike to you Christians, because who did it say it was going to save? Read it again. Who did it say that the Most High was going to save?
For the Most High will save Zion.
Zion. Who is Zion? All right. To Zion in the Hebrew meaning monument, it's synonymous with Israel, man. Okay. Go ahead, bro.
And will build the cities of Judah, that they may dwell there and have it in possession.
Now it says he said he gonna build the cities of Judah, right? Okay, real quick, Malachi, whole 1 Corinthians 3 and 16, and Calabia, grab 1 Corinthians 6 and 19. Now read that again.
Psalm 69 and verse 35. For the Most High will save Zion, and will build the cities of Judah, that they may dwell there and have it in possession.
Right, the cities of Judah. Now, it's saying that he was gonna build the cities of Judah, right? But ultimately, what has to be built up first? The people has to be built up before the place can be built up. All right. So the Lord is not so much concerned with building us a physical habitation. All right. That's why we know that these church dwellings and these places that we go to, those are not the places that the Lord has ordained for us to build, all right, and call ourselves a church, all right? And I call for
1 Corinthians 3 and 16 and 1 Corinthians 6 and 19.
Con, and then Malachi, get yours first, and then Calabia, you get yours. I now get Acts 7 and 48.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you?
Right. So it's about building up your spirit. All right. Okay. So that's the real body. You know, the spirit bear witness with our spirit. Romans 8 and 16 that we are His children. We are those that He has chose to build up and save, man. You know, because the Lord say His name is a strong tower. All right. So a tower is something that's built up high. All right, where it has the advantage over everything around it. You know, that's Israel, man. The Lord is building us up. All right. where we have the advantage because he always chose us to be above all the nations on the face of the earth, man. But it starts from within, okay? And then once we get it from within, then we can make it manifest in the physical and actually have cities, you know, which is hence the kingdom of heaven being on earth, man. You know? Was it more or that was it? I think that was the point.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Kalabia, Babusha.
It's 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost?
Right, so this is a vessel that we are harnessing the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah with. And we are to conduct these bodies in the manner of the judgments that he left, the record that he left for us to execute. All right? And execute what? His building. What are we doing? Oh, we are building up the elect, man. All right, building up the body of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. We all are just one piece where another piece is built upon. Okay, but we have to know and acquire the skills to become master builders. It's not something that you just come into the truth with and you don't have to work for. See, one thing about when you're building a structure, the more that you build on structures, the more you build structures, the more you acquire skills to know the cuts and the ins and the outs. And the more that you do it, the more you are able to build a perfectly fit building, man. You know? You just look at today's society from the ancient times to the modern day times now. The structures are built more, the word I guess I could use is elaborate. You got a more sturdy, you know. They're more like they used to build houses. They didn't use bricks, you know. There was a lot of wood houses, okay. But this is a spiritual house built up as of stone, all right. Because the stones, they can't be moved, man. You know. You had something?
I had something. It's Matthew 5:48.
Mm-hmm.
Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
Mm-hmm. So that's the word master, all right, is really meaning being perfect. You know, when you master something, you're perfecting it. All right. So we're supposed to be perfecting this craft. All right. When you go into that word master builder, that meaning it said craft. All right. So this craft is something that we are perfecting, all right, and mastering to each member of the body has to become like a master builder, like Yahweh Shah was, man. Okay, and he is. You already got Acts 7:48, then. You bring it up. Okay, Consulat.
Acts 7:48. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands.
Right.
It said the prophet.
Mm-hmm. So that's plain, you know. It's not about us going out. You got these guys, they'll come out and they'll ask us, is there anywhere where we go to listen to y'all? Right here. You know? Hey, the whole earth, he said, is the Lord's footstool. All right? So we just standing on the Lord's footstool. All right? And he's keeping watch over our doings. The angels are recording what we're doing. We don't have to go into a building and broadcast, you know, which we put it on YouTube because that's the wave that is set up for the word to go throughout the whole earth. Okay, but you got somebody?
I got the Amos.
Amos 9:11.
This is Amos 9:11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
That's what's going on now. Read it again, Baba Kusha, a little louder for me.
This is Amos chapter 9, verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it in the days of old.
Right. So he had King David, you know, built up from a young age. All right. That's why you see the prophets and the men of the Lord today out on the highways and the hedges, for the most part, are young men. Okay. So that's what you see, man. All right. There's nothing new under the sun.
Okay.
All right. The spirit comes back around. All right. Full circle.
I get the Acts 15:16.
Yeah.
This is Acts chapter 15, verse 16. After this I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down, and I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up.
See how it came back around in the New Testament? So everything that's in the Old Testament, the record of it is everything that's recorded in the Old Testament, all right, is reiterated in the New Testament. It's not like it's a whole new contract. It's basically an extension of the prior contract. The new covenant and the old covenant are synonymous, man. They got the same overall purpose is for the delivering and the salvation and the building up of the nation of Israel, man. Brother has a point you want to make?
Nah, you got it, huh?
Keep going.
Verse 17. That the residue of men might seek after the Lord, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, saith the Lord, who doeth all these things.
Now, when you get into this word Gentiles, all right, that's where our people are the most broken down. That's a stumbling block, a major stumbling block, all right? But the Gentiles, which we all were at one point, 1 Corinthians 12 and 2, Baba Kusha. The Gentiles, which we all were at one point, 1 Corinthians 12 and 2, whoever get there first. Baba Kusha.
1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 2.
You can get one.
Okay.
Start at 1.
1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 1. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant.
Right, because ignorance is a state of ruin. So the Apostle Paul was all about building up, all right, through the spirit of Yahweh Shimi Hawashah. That's why he say concerning spiritual gifts, I would not have you ruined. I would not have you destroyed. I would not have you what? Ignorant. Let's go.
Verse 2. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, at which ye were led to, who never built you up, who never delivered for you in your time of trouble, in your time of need. All right? That was the point.
Yeah,
You can jump back to 17.
This is Acts chapter 15, verse 18. Known unto God are all his works from the beginning of the world.
Start back at 17, because that 17 and that 18 flow together.
Verse 17. That the residue of men might seek after the Lord, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called.
And all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called. Who did he give his name to? Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. See, Israel is a spiritual name. That name was given directly from the heavens to Jacob. All right? So that's the only people who the Lord has given, his name, meaning son of the Most High, prince of the power, son of God, Yasharallah. Go ahead, bro.
Saith the Lord who doeth all these things. Known unto the Most High are all his works from the beginning of the world.
Known unto the Most High are all his works. His people are his works, man. All right? So the Lord knows his people. And us being one with him through the Spirit, we know our people, man. All right? That was it on 18, or is there some more?
I can get 19 too.
Okay, come.
Verse 19. Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them which which from among the Gentiles are turned to the Most High.
So don't trouble them, meaning don't turn away the Gentiles, man, because we were all Gentiles. Nobody has been exempt from being lost. All right, we went off as a nation. All right, so we all had a time when we were spiritually ignorant. All right, to this truth, where we were that ruin that's spoken about in Amos 9 and 11. Now the question is, how did we get built up? Ephesians 2 and 20, Baba Kusha.
I got it right here. I think I got something.
Go ahead.
This is Psalm 77 and 5. I have considered the days of old, the years of ancient times.
Okay. Some more?
That's what I had. Yeah, that's what I had right there.
Okay, read it again.
This is Psalm 77:5. I have considered the days of old, the years of ancient times.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it.
Ain't nothing else after that? Go ahead and read
Yeah,
it.
you know, yeah, I'm just gonna continue on. I call to remembrance my song in the night. I
I
commune.
call to remembrance my song in the night. Now, what's the song? This word, all right? We call to remembrance this song, all right? In the night. The night is darkness, which represents confusion, all right? So the Lord brought us out of a confused state, out of darkness, and brought us into what? His marvelous light. Go ahead, bro.
I commune with mine own heart, and my spirit made diligent search.
I commune with my own heart, my mind, and my spirit made a diligent search. All right. So that spirit that's in you has to be the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to open up your mind to the understanding of his judgment, of his word. That's the only way you're going to be built up, all right, by the chief master builder, man. You know, through the spirit. That's the point.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
Ephesians.
Ephesians 2:20. So he just went into that, which was beautiful. But with us saying those things, it's not of ourselves how we get built up. You know. So this is the process of being built up. Ephesians 2:20.
It's Ephesians chapter 2, verse 20. And are built up upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets.
It's a lot. Start at 19. Start at 19.
This is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 19. Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners.
We are no more strangers and foreigners. All right? Because like we were saying earlier, we all were ignorant. We all were Gentiles. Strangers and Gentiles are synonymous. All right? You go into the Hebrew word for stranger is gar, which goes into it's like it's slipping me. It's gardo, for it's gar, which goes back to Moses' son Gershon. All right, that's the Hebrew word, which means stranger. Now the natural stranger is nakar. Okay, now when you go into the word Gentile, it's in the Greek it's ethnos, man, which means a people or a tribe. Okay, go ahead, bro.
Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of the Most High.
See, of the household of the Most High. All right, which that's the key. Because if you're not of the household of the Most High, then you just simply a natural Gentile, a natural heathen, man. All right, go ahead, bro.
Verse 20. And are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets.
So how are we built up? On the foundation of the apostles, meaning those that the Lord has sent out to do his work, to build his house. All right? But how? How though? Is it a physical house? No. Get Mark, hold it. We're gonna finish that. If you holding something, hold what you got. Whoever not holding nothing, get Mark 14:58.
Said 15 what?
Mark 14:58.
Or 14:58. This is Mark chapter 14, verse 58. We heard him say, I will destroy this temple that is made with hands, and within 3 days I will build another made without hands.
I will build another made with not hands. So the apostles were sent out, all right, through the orders of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai via the Spirit to build up the house of the Spirit, by the Spirit, you know, not physically. So that's what's going on. You got a precept. Okay.
This is Matthew chapter 16, verse 18. And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it.
Peter in the Spirit, if you can receive it, all right, is King David. All right. That's why he said upon this rock, all right. And Peter goes back to the word Cephas, which means rock. Okay. Right. Yeah, go back.
Ephesians chapter 2, verse 20. and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Yahushua Hamashiach himself being the chief cornerstone.
That's it. You can go to 22. You can read all the way to 22.
Con, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth unto an holy temple in the Lord.
A holy temple. The building up of his people makes the building holy, separate from this world, you know. Go ahead.
22.
Yeah, verse 22.
In whom ye also are builded together for an habitation of the Most High through the Spirit.
Right. And then ye is talking about the nation of Israel, man. All right. That's it. There ain't nothing outside of that, you know. You had something? You got something?
Yeah. This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 36 to 37. O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from the Most High. Lo, thy sons come who thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the Most High.
Right, because that's where it all began, in Jerusalem. And that shows you that the Lord knows where we were going to be as a whole in the earth. Because we don't face the east just to be facing the east. We face the east because we face Jerusalem. Now, for you brothers out there that get this word, all right, and receive this word, if you're on the east side of Jerusalem, then you also face the west, okay? Because everything has to go back to the beginning, all right? Where it was before we went off with the serpent. That's when we were built up, all right? And then the Lord broke us down, all right? Because it was his will for us to be subject unto sin, you know? Who else has? Somebody else has something? Okay, come. I think I got one more. It might have been it though.
I'm holding on too long.
Okay. So now that's it on me. Every brothers that got something else or input, I'll go ahead, bro.
Now this 1 Peter chapter 2, we started 4. To whom coming is unto living stones, disallowed indeed of man, but chosen of the Most High and precious. Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house.
Right. So it's telling you that you have to be chosen. All right. Just like when you get a brick mason, all right, he don't just pick any brick. You know what I'm saying? He makes sure the brick fits perfect, and if you have to cut it, you know what I'm saying, he cuts it perfectly and he makes it fit. All right?
And that's what the Lord doing to us. He trim us to make sure we fit,
Right.
Perfect,
Right.
acceptable unto him, man. You know? But
When you go into the word script, it means to cut.
you know, it says, ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, and holy priesthood to offer spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the Most High by Yahushua Mashiach. Wherefore also it is contained in the scripture, behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believeth on him should not be confounded.
Yep. So you shouldn't be cast away. All right? But you'll be built up on that foundation, you know?
God. It said, unto you, therefore, which believe it, he is precious, but unto them which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner, and a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense.
Right. That's why we said about the Gentiles, that's a major stumbling block.
God.
All right? That's one block that our people can't understand how it fits on the body. You see, how did that piece get on the structure? I don't understand that. You know, because you ultimately, you know, you've been cast out.
Right.
You know, you're not a part of the body. All right, because the only ones that can understand are those that are part of the body, a part of the building.
That's it. The ones that the Most High had chosen. You know,
That's why I said holy and acceptable.
You know,
Yep.
you gotta be chosen. You know what John said? You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. You know? What you want?
Go ahead.
John chapter 15, verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you, that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you.
That's it, man. That's plain and simple, man. You can't just wake up and choose the Lord, man, to be part of the spiritual house. You know, the Lord got to choose you, man. You know?
And then once he chooses you, you have to be built up. know.
I gotta put this up.
Come on.
Come on. This is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 19. Nevertheless, the foundation of the Most High standeth sure, having this seal: the Lord Yahweh knoweth them that are his.
Woo! When he went in Acts 15, that's why I was telling them to read back at 17, because it said known unto the Most High. So he knows, all right? He knows every stone, all right? That's built on his son Yahweh Shai, the chief cornerstone. All right, and Yahweh Shai knows everyone. And guess what? Us all being built together, we know each other. You know, all through the Spirit.
This part of that sheep, you know. Speaking of the John 10 chapter, my sheep hear my voice.
Yep.
You know, that's it. So we gonna go to that point, huh?
And let everyone that nameth the name of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach depart from iniquity.
Yep. Hey, going right back to Job 22-23. What's the first qualification of being built up? Departing from iniquity. That's the whole key of repentance, turning back to the Lord and turn away from your sins, your iniquities. All right. So with that, brother, had anything else?
Oh, I'm gonna finish this.
Oh, okay, come on, Salaki.
So back in 1 Peter 2:7, unto you death, like 2:8, in a stone of stumbling, in a walk of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed.
So it's appointed, right? It's certain amount of our people, 2/3 specifically is the number, right? It's like a whole pile of shit. Like, don't use that shit at all.
Yeah.
All right, like, because sometimes you can salvage pieces and you're like, oh, I still can use this, and then everything else you like throw it away. Yeah, that shit ain't no good. You know, it's 2/3 of our people that's in that state. And like, there's no building them up, you know, until they be born back. All right, in the kingdom. All right, through those pieces. Just to be direct, the elect, the 144,000.
Real quick, you said how the Lord knows all his stones and how we know each other. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 9. We are laborers together with the Most High. You are God's husbandry, you are God's building.
It's beautiful, man. You know? So, Lord willing, this was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. All right. Rakata Yahweh,
Rakata Yahweh,
Rakata Yahweh Shai,
Rakata Yahweh Shai,
Rakata Yahweh,
Rakata Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai,
Ba'ashem,
Rakah,
Kodash. Double honors to Apostle Nels, the great millstone, Kwam Yasharallah,
Kwam Yasharallah,
Abba Babal,
Abba Babal,
Rise Israel, destroy confusion.
Rise Israel, destroy confusion.
Shalom.
Shalom.